What is the Heru Interface? The Heru Interface is a new operating system for human consciousness. An interface is a bridge between two platforms or devices that facilitates communication and interaction. For that reason, an interface can be considered an operating system. Common interfaces for operating computers are Windows and Mac OS. Common operating systems for understanding life and reality are religion and science. The word Heru is an acronym that stands for Highest Exponential Reasoning and Understanding. It is an acronym that was defined by Professor Momo of the Dogon University of Thought. It is such a fitting description for how to live by truth instead of ideology that we have adapted it as a moniker for our cause. The word Heru is synonymous with the Eye of Heru symbol that has become a pop culture icon. From TV network icons to body art, the Eye of Heru is recognized and admired universally as a symbol of knowledge, understanding and wisdom. Without true wisdom, its use is purely one-dimensional however. The word Heru is a translation for the Greek word Horus. Heru was a protector god in Egyptian mythology. He was symbolically depicted as a man with a falcon's head. Falcons are predator birds that roam high in the sky and possess very sharp vision to spot the smallest prey on the ground. They were therefore characterized as being all-seeing. In order for something to be all-seeing, it has to possess universal awareness. Unfortunately, there is no entity that knows everything except the Great Spirit that created the universe. We do not recognize that Spirit as God because all gods are limited by the ideologies that describe them. Gods also require praise and obedience while the Great Spirit requires nothing. We recognize the Great Spirit as abstract pure dark energy. Science also recognizes it in part as the electromagnetic spectrum. It cannot exist in the physical world but it acts to regulate and manipulate it. Simply put, the Great Spirit is a mind. It transforms its abstract energy into physical matter through a special process that is defined in Dogon science. The carbon core of stars are portals between physical and abstract realms. The Great Spirit first created the elements and life, then through life it created humans. Humans and some other aspects of life exist as a duality because we are both physical and abstract. We can tap into the Great Spirit using the energy generated by electricity passing between nerve endings in our brains. That energy creates the electromagnetic field we call our minds. At some time in its existence, life switched from simply existing to a pursuit of universal awareness. Now life is using every tool at its disposal to achieve its ultimate goal, including sacrificing parts of itself. Life is bound to the physical, therefore it can only manipulate by physical means using mechanisms centered on desire. The only reward for human activity is happiness, which is facilitated by the hormone dopamine. That is why all human activity is now centered around a constant pursuit of happiness to the point of addiction and death. We want and desire beauty, pleasure, wealth, prosperity, good health, and ultimately to live forever. The Great Spirit is active within us in the form of conscience, which is the only balance for desire. Conscience transforms desire into love by inducing brain cells to produce oxytocin alongside dopamine. Conscience also encourages fairness, equity, and accountability in the human psyche. The pillars of conscience are the foundation of true black consciousness. You can never be too conscious, but you can be desire dependent, which means that you are a servant to life. In such a condition your mind is ruled by the desires of life. You will want and desire unnatural beauty, sexual pleasure, power, and anything else that gets your dopamine flowing. The Heru Interface is a new way of thinking and perceiving the world. It encourages people to think consciously instead of unconsciously. Unethical thinking is a byproduct of the mechanisms of life, but since we are bound to life we need to help life to flourish and grow in an ethical way instead of in the corrupt and unethical ways we are witnessing today.